Chapter 5, Eating Disorders, the Hypnotherapist Confessions. Rarely are eating disorders a problem of eating. They are usually linked to emotional situations in the person's life. The inner drives of the emotions can control the appetite and the feelings of the person involved. Mental or emotional problems can show up and result in overeating, anorexia, or bulimia. Nearly half of people seen in therapy have a problem with their weight. This has usually been about being overweight, where compulsive eating or comfort eating has been apparent, or being underweight, involving the control of it. Weight can be connected to many problems. Eating is gauged on the way we feel and is emotionally connected in many ways. A person will often refer to the control of their weight, but really it is the control of their eating. And in many ways, it is really the control of their emotions. With appetizing constantly distorting our perception, it becomes dangerous the way we eat and changes the amount we eat. The many fast food outlets in our towns and cities and the advertising of chocolate that we see encourage us to not only think about our input of food. None of this would be a problem if we exercise and were fit and healthy, as we would simply burn it away. We are constantly moving around a society which is encouraging us to eat the wrong foods in large amounts and making it easy for us to do so. We are supposed to eat a variable, healthy and balanced diet and be active in burning off that food. I have met people who have already made up their mind that they cannot succeed. This is actually an attitude and is not realistic. The way someone thinks about their problem will be a guide to how successful they will be in dealing with it. Having a need for a positive outlook on our weight loss is important. A confident attitude will help us ride the roller coaster. Believing in a successful outcome will draw us there, and a relaxed state of being will support us on the way. Embarrassment and shame often arrive with a person who wants to lose weight. Those thoughts and feelings need to be changed to thoughts of self-motivation, personal achievement, and realistic goal scoring. The person needs to feel that they are in control of themselves and of their personal situation. They need to feel that they can cope and that they are a big part of their reconstruction. Keep the person in the front seat, make them feel in control of themselves and the treatment, and keep the treatment simple. The dread of the anorexic is the fear of obesity and an acute need to stay below normal body weight. It is challenging for them, and the treatment can be long-term. The alarm bells sound when the young female anorexic's periods stop, and this is a sign that the weight loss has gone too far. It is then found that there is a fear of being fat, which is often the core but not necessarily the cause of the problem. She will have a distorted perception that she is fat, when at the time it is painfully obvious that she is not. She will often just be skin and bone, but to herself in the mirror, she is fat. She will be in complete denial, and exposure of models, of the media, and the catwalk on television will emphasize the fact that she is right, and in her mind, that thought will be set in stone. More than half the people who suffer from bulimia have a history, it seems, of anorexia. The fundamental beliefs in both sufferers are the same, but the bulimic's weight is more likely to fluctuate up and down. They will fluctuate between restricting food intake and binge eating, which will be attempted to control by induced vomiting. The binging will be a result of frustration and embarrassment. On their better days, they will binge. On their more anxious days, they will tend to vomit. The bulimic will have a deep dislike of their body shape and they will become intensely anxious over this problem. Their perception of their size will usually be accurate, as they will be slightly overweight. When bulimics binge, it is usually on foods that are sugary or fatty. They sometimes awaken with strong feelings of needing to binge, and will say that they felt detached that day, or that the day was like a dream. The binges are mainly reported to have been triggered by anxiety, guilt, or rejection. Their lives and the planning around food are very rigid, and they become victims of their own success, as they will undoubtedly fail. This inevitably affects their confidence and their self-esteem. As their weight reduces, so does their control over their lives. Many people say that they feel great control over their lives when they lose weight. Eating disorders are a major problem, and although the triggers are understood, the causes are not always apparent. The demands on the family in modern life have a large role to play on the eating behaviours of children. Children and young people are easily influenced by what happens in the family, and perfection and control over food can result in unhealthy weight control. Eating disorders are a psychological problem, which is linked to a distorted body image and a negative perception of themselves and of food. Some children will form unhealthy associations with food, where they respond to eating food to cover up pain or unwanted thoughts instead of eating due to hunger. The Hypnotherapist Confessions by Antony Watkins can be found on Amazon.